It is spring, and a lot of people are starting to think about spring cleaning, and that includes, after tax season, what to do with those old tax documents. People are wondering how long they should keep them, do they need hard copies, and what to do with all of that stuff.
So in today's video, we're going to talk about what tax documents you have to keep, as well as those regarding your real estate. And also, Amber will talk about, do you need to keep bank statements and brokerage statements, and what are the best ways to do all that?
Let's start with talking about tax documents. What of those should people hang on to, and for how long?
Okay, Amber, so the IRS says they have a right to audit returns for 3 years after the due date of the return, if there's no fraud and if you have properly stated your income. If you have understated your income by 25% or more, or they suspect fraud, they can go beyond even 6 years. So here's a rule of thumb. People should keep about 6 years of their tax returns and their supporting documents for their records. However, I will note the IRS is about 2 years behind, so I might extend that and say you may want to keep 7 to maybe even 8 years of tax returns, because they're so far behind they might start an audit on the very last day of that period and get the clock rolling. So 6 to 7 years of tax documents.
Well, when we're talking about keeping them for 6 or even 8 years, are we talking about a physical hard copy that they can hand over, or can it be a digital copy?
Absolutely, it can be a digital copy, Amber. A lot of our clients are scanning these things in, or nowadays, most tax preparers, or for those doing it themselves online, are going to get a PDF copy, right? Put that in an online storage or a thumb drive or an external hard drive, whatever you're going to use to back it up, and you can keep those documents electronically.
Space saver.
Yes, you don't need a big file cabinet. I mean, my dad loved to keep the papers. He has file cabinet after file cabinet. You don't need to do that. It can definitely be electronic.
So going along with taxes, there are other documents, of course, that people need to keep. So what about a home? If you own your home, how long do you need to keep the documents associated with that? And which documents should you hang on to?
In last week's video, we talked about selling your home and what portion might be taxable. So you asked, what documents do you need to keep first of all? Keep all the closing documents from when you purchased the home, and then any documents, receipts, paperwork as you add value to that home. So as you make improvements to the home, you put on a new roof, a furnace, you remodel, you put in a bathroom, all of those receipts, we need to know what your basis is. What is your cost basis in that property? So that's the first thing. What do you have to keep? Everything that goes with your home to add value.
And of course, don't forget, any original deeds you should hang on to.
Yes, for sure. As long as you own the property, you have to hold on to these. So your question is, how long you have to hold on? For as long as you own the property, and then 3 years beyond that to do with the first one, taxes, right? The IRS can audit that. So you need to keep anything related to your personal real estate for as long as you own the property, plus 3 years beyond.
And do we need paper copies of these?
Again, electronic copies is sufficient for most people.
Deeds, though, you need to hang on to those paper copies.
Right. Yeah. Well, a deed would be an original deed, so that would make sense. Yeah. But for receipts, improvement, those type of things, we can use digital copies.
The last thing we want to talk about is things like bank statements. And a lot of people hang on to those paper copies for a long time. But a lot of these things are actually digital now anyway. Banks send out statements digitally. So how long should people hang on to those types of statements? And is it okay for them to be just digital?
Absolutely. So I tell my clients, you only need 1 month, right? Last month. Hang on to your last months, compare it to this month. You should be sitting down every month when those statements come and just looking at it, whether it be a bank statement or a brokerage statement. On the bank statement, credit card statement, you're looking for unauthorized charges you don't recognize. And then, of course, on your brokerage statement, similar thing. Was there activity that you authorized? Were there things coming out? What are the fees you're paying? So for most people, I say, hold on to that month before. And if it's a digital copy, Amber, I don't think you have to print it out. I think you can go to your provider's website, the bank website or TD Ameritrade's website, and download it to your own computer so you have it electronically should anything happen to their records. But then again, going back to the very first one, tax documents. A lot of these banks and brokerage houses will have digital copies of your 1099s. Those should be downloaded and added to your tax file for those 3 to 6 years.
And for those of you who really like to hang on to stuff and you just can't bear to throw things out after that month has passed.
We know a few of those.
Go ahead and scan those in and just hang on to a digital copy, and you can go ahead and shred the actual paper copies.
Absolutely. And now, Amber, for our clients, we actually provide this service for them. Not the scanning part, but we actually pay for what's called the generational vault. And this is what I consider an online file cabinet. So it's really great. It has 3 drawers, I like to tell our clients. One drawer is for us. We put our research, our reports, our things in there. One drawer is for just the clients, where they can put in their documents for their real estate, marriage certificates, whatever they want to keep. And then there's a middle drawer that we share. So we can dump documents in there, reports, statements from the brokerage houses, and they can put stuff in there for us to see. This works out great if people are traveling or moving out of state, or even out of state for the winter is very common for us. So something like that, a service like that, is really great to keep all of these things together. If you use thumb drives and external drives, are we backing those up? Are we putting them in a safe deposit box? How are we keeping those safe? I really prefer the online storage cabinets.
So if you have any other questions about this topic that we haven't answered, or maybe you have some great ideas of things that you have done, go ahead and share that in the comments section.
Maybe you have a better technique than the ones we've discussed, or a little trick that you've learned over the years. Drop that in the comment section for us and the rest of our viewers to see as well.
Because you can make the rest of your lives the best of your life.
Plan now to retire.